Welcome back to Africa 54. I'm Esther Gido-Ewart in Washington. Young African leaders from 48 countries are in the United States for the Mandela Washington Fellowship's annual summit, training and networking across the civil, enterprise and public sectors. As Heidi Adams-Fitzpatrick reports, U.S. officials say supporting the next generation of African leaders is in America's interest.
With nearly two-thirds of Africans below the age of 35, U.S. officials say this generation's success is crucial to good governance and economic development on the continent. Senator Chris Coons told fellows at the Young African Leaders Initiative that this is a unique opportunity to invest in their own future.
This is your chance to then know who you are, be reminded who you are, what it is in your family or your faith or your community that pulls you to serve, and go back and be connected to each other and to who you really are and to a sense of future and commitment.
In the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, Coons says he is working on legislation to improve U.S. development financing.
China and the Scandinavian countries and France, UK, Germany all do more than we do in development finance. If this bill becomes law, it will double the amount of resources the United States put into development finance. It will strengthen our ability to take equity positions, to do loans in local currency, to issue diaspora bonds, to connect the African diaspora in the United States to development opportunities on the continent.
700 young African leaders are in Washington for the program, which includes training at U.S. universities and businesses. In a video message to the Washington summit, presidential daughter and senior advisor Ivanka Trump said the program's goals match U.S. interests in Africa.
The Trump administration places entrepreneurship, leadership, and innovation at the very heart of our economic agenda.
She says President Trump backs an emerging generation of Africans committed to innovative leadership.
Initiatives like YALI are critical to ensuring global stability, peace, and economic prosperity as they seek to prepare our future leaders at home and abroad to succeed in the modern economy and provide equal opportunities for women and men to reach their full potential in Africa and around the world.
This year's YALI Summit marks 100 years since Nelson Mandela's birth and is focused on living Mandela's legacy with a commitment to promoting equality and standing up for justice in the face of adversity. Heidi Adams-Fitzpatrick, VOA News, Washington.
The United Nations is getting communities involved in efforts to tackle malaria and cholera in Adamawa State's northeast Nigeria. Under a volunteer program, many people are taking part in cleaning up the environment, planting trees, and fixing some 40 local amenities. The program is also encouraging communal living in previously violence-torn areas. Channels Television's correspondent Freedom Haslon compiled our report.
A dirty environment is breeding ground for parasites that cause communicable diseases. Deadly as they may be, they're mostly preventable, and as such, the need to maintain good sanitation is one of the effective ways of keeping the likes of cholera and malaria at bay. That's exactly what these residents of Girei local government area in Adamawa State are doing as they take part in a volunteer program organized by the United Nations in collaboration with the European Union. The residents are cleaning up the streets, refuse dumps and marketplaces.
Volunteerism, it has joy whenever you volunteer. You see a work, you don't wait for the government to say, do this and that. You as an individual, you see the need and you now say, let me support, let me do this. If everybody will know, will understand the importance of volunteerism in communities, the Nigeria will be a peaceful place.
The team is also planting trees in schools and repairing damaged boreholes, which is the source of clean drinking water in the community.
The community under our social corporate responsibility, they have contributed little the one they have, so that they want to rehabilitate boreholes. So the little they have, they get assistance from UNDP, from UNV, to carry out the work. So with the assistance plus what they have with them here, which is very small, with the additions of assistance, they have now suggested to rehabilitate 20 boreholes in the community in the various respected locations.
Some community leaders share their views on the importance of the program.
There are things
community need to do. We don't need to be told. You know, things were being done in those days. So when it came again, you know, it was a joy to us, you know, to clean your environment, to make it habitable. I think it's okay. You know, illnesses will go on. There will be no much diseases. So we embrace it very well.
The coordinator of UN volunteers explains the essence of the exercise, which includes contributing to development in communities that suffer destruction during Boko Haram attacks.
Each student will be named after the tree, and this will be some sort of a legacy. Even if they graduate from this school, after some years they'll come back and say, this was my tree, and I also planted this. So the headmaster has distributed in such a way that they'll be watering the trees, and that's part of sustainability we are looking at.
As these communities pick up the pieces of what is left of their lives, they're more aware of the need to work together to protect their environment.
It's time now for a short break, but before we go, we'd like to remind you to visit our website, channelstv.com, for news and programming around the clock. You can also find us at youtube.com/channelsweb. Still to come, harvesting water from fog, with predictions of climate change and growing populations draining the world's water supply. Experts look for new ways to capture this precious resource. We'll bring you the details and other stories after the break.